Calm before the storm. The human frontier colony of New Haven thrived under the crimson skies of an alien world. Nestled between towering obsidian mountains and a vast turquoise ocean, the settlement was a testament to the tenacity and ingenuity of its 5,000 inhabitants. In the bustling central plaza, colony leader Nera Solon watched with pride as humans and their alien allies, the insectoid Zurax, worked side by side. Traders hawked exotic wares from across the sector, while children played with holographic puzzles under the watchful eyes of AI caretakers. Nera's second-in-command, Security Chief Axelroth, approached with a troubled look on his chiseled face. Nara, long-range sensors picked up some strange readings near the Argus Belt. Could be pirates. Nara frowned. Pirate activity had increased lately, but New Haven's orbital defenses were state-of-the-art. Keep an eye on it, but don't raise the alarm yet. The last thing we need is a panic. In the colony's R&D labs, scientist Mira Patel made a breakthrough on her research into the mysterious crystalline artifacts found scattered across the planet. The crystals seemed to resonate with an otherworldly energy that could revolutionize power generation. As night fell, the colonists gathered in the Grand Hall for a feast commemorating the 10th anniversary of New Haven's founding. Laughter echoed through the vaulted chamber as old friends reminisced, and new alliances were forged over meals from a dozen worlds. No one noticed the faint sensor blips that heralded the approach of a massive cloaked fleet. The alien pirates had come for plunder and blood, and New Haven was their latest target. As the unsuspecting colonists celebrated, the marauders prepared to strike. The calm before the storm was about to shatter, and life on New Haven would never be the same. The pirate invasion. Alarms blared as a massive pirate fleet materialized in New Haven's skies, disgorging swarms of attack craft. The colony's orbital platforms opened fire, but the pirates' advanced cloaking tech allowed many to slip through and descend on the settlement like locusts. Axelroth rallied the colony's defenses, his voice booming through the chaos. All security personnel to battle stations. Evacuate civilians to the underground shelters. In the streets, pirate dropships disgorged heavily armed marauders who clashed with the colony's security forces. Laser fire and plasma bolts crisscrossed the once peaceful avenues as the attackers advanced, leaving destruction in their wake. Nera Solon coordinated the defense from the command center, dispatching reinforcements and drones to hard-hit sectors. Her heart raced as casualty reports flooded in. The pirates were ruthless and well-equipped, overwhelming the colony's defenses with brutal efficiency. In the R&D labs, Mira Patel and her team rushed to safeguard their research data. Just as they initiated the final encryption sequence, a pirate breaching team blasted through the doors. Mira barely had time to grab a plasma pistol before the raiders were upon them, forcing the scientists into a desperate fight for survival amidst shattered equipment and flickering holograms. Across the colony, civilians huddled in fear as the battle raged above. Parents comforted crying children while silently praying for a miracle. In the Grand Hall, once a scene of celebration, wounded colonists lay in makeshift triage stations tended by overwhelmed medics. As the pirates pressed their attack, driving the colonists back block by shattered block, Nera made the agonizing decision to abandon the surface. All units, fall back to the emergency bunkers. We can't hold them. With heavy hearts, the survivors retreated to the labyrinthine tunnels beneath the colony, sealing blast doors behind them. Above, the pirates claimed the smoking ruins of New Haven as their own, plundering whatever valuable resources remained. In the command bunker, a grim-faced Nera addressed her battered people. We may have lost the colony, but we haven't lost the fight. We will regroup, find a way to strike back, and take back our home. This isn't over. The colonists, bloody but unbroken, met her words with a resounding cheer. They had survived the pirate invasion, but the real battle for New Haven was just beginning. Retreat and regroup. In the warren of emergency bunkers deep beneath New Haven's ruins, the surviving colonists regrouped and tended to their wounds. The once brightly lit tunnels were now dimmed to conserve power, casting long shadows on the haggard faces of the survivors. In the makeshift command center, Nara Solon conferred with her remaining officers. Axelroth, his arm in a sling from a pirate blaster shot, reported on their dwindling supplies. "We have enough food and water for a month, maybe 2 if we ration strictly. But medical supplies are running low, and our power cells are draining fast." Nara rubbed her temples, the weight of command heavy on her shoulders. "What about our defenses? Can we hold the pirates off if they find us?" Mira Patel, her lab coat stained with blood and grime, shook her head. "The emergency bunkers were never meant to withstand a sustained assault. If the pirates discover our location, it's only a matter of time." A somber silence settled over the room, broken only by the distant echoes of pirate revelry filtering down from the surface. Nara's mind raced, searching for a glimmer of hope in their dire situation. "What about the Ziracs? Could they send reinforcements?" she asked, grasping at straws. Axel shook his head grimly. "The Ziracs hive is weeks away, and our long-range comms are down. We're on our own." As despair threatened to overwhelm her, Nara thought back to the promise she'd made to her people. They needed a plan, a way to strike back against the pirates and reclaim their home. An idea sparked in her mind, as fragile as it was desperate. "The artifacts," she said, turning to Mira. "Your research showed they had incredible potential energy. Could we weaponize them somehow?" Mira's eyes widened as she considered the possibility. "It's risky. We still don't fully understand their properties. But if we could find a way to harness that energy, it might give us the edge we need." Nara nodded decisively. "Then that's our priority. Mira, gather what's left of your team and get to work on cracking those artifacts. Axel, scout the tunnels for any signs of pirate activity. We need early warning if they start searching for us." As her officers set to their tasks with renewed purpose, Nara addressed the rest of the survivors. "I won't lie to you. We're in a tough spot. But we're not beaten yet. We'll find a way to turn the tables on these pirates and take back what's ours. New Haven is counting on us." The colonists responded with a mix of fear and determination, their spirits battered but not broken. In the depths of those dimly lit bunkers, a flicker of hope began to grow. The battle for New Haven had only just begun, and the colonists were far from defeated. A glimmer of hope. In the depths of the emergency bunkers, Mira Patel and her team worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the alien artifacts. Salvaged equipment hummed and pulsed as they ran test after test, trying to harness the strange crystalline energy. "I think we're close," Mira muttered, her eyes bleary from staring at data screens. "If we can just find the right frequency." Suddenly, the artifact in the containment field pulsed with a blinding light. Mira's heart raced as readings spiked off the charts. "That's it. We've got it." The news spread through the bunkers like wildfire. Mira's team had found a way to weaponize the artifacts. The colonists gathered in the main chamber, a palpable sense of excitement mixing with the ever-present tension. Nara and Axel listened intently as Mira explained her breakthrough. The artifacts emit a unique energy signature that disrupts the pirates' cloaking technology. If we can mount them on our ships and fighters, we'll be able to see through their stealth and target their weaknesses. For the first time since the invasion, genuine smiles broke out on the faces of the survivors. But Nara tempered their enthusiasm with a raised hand. "This is a major breakthrough, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. We still need a plan to take back the colony." As if on cue, a scout burst into the chamber, his face flushed with excitement. "Commander Solon, we've detected a massive alien fleet in a nearby system. And they're not pirates. Their ships are more advanced than anything we've seen." A hush fell over the room as the implications sank in. If these aliens were friendly, they could be the key to turning the tide against the pirates. But if they were hostile, Nara made a split-second decision. "Axel, prepare a small team for a covert mission. We need to make contact with these aliens and assess their intentions. The future of our colony may depend on it. As Axel gathered his team, Mira pulled Nara aside. "There's something else, Commander. While studying the artifact's energy signature, I think I discovered a vulnerability in the pirates' technology. If we can get close enough to their command ship, we might be able to disable their entire fleet." Nara's eyes widened at the implications. "Mira, this is incredible. But we'll need to act fast. The pirates may have already detected the alien fleet as well." With a newfound sense of purpose, the colonists split into two teams, one to make contact with the mysterious aliens, the other to prepare a daring sabotage mission on the pirate mothership. The pieces were falling into place for a desperate counterattack, but the risks were high and time was running out. As Nara watched her people spring into action, a flicker of hope burned in her heart. They had been beaten down and driven to the brink, but they were far from defeated. With a little luck and a lot of courage, they just might pull off the impossible and reclaim their home among the stars. Turning the tide, the small infiltration team crept through the bowels of the pirate mothership, their artifact-enhanced stealth suits rendering them invisible to the ship's sensors. Mira Patel led the way, her eyes glued to the portable scanner as she navigated the labyrinthine corridors. "The main reactor should be just ahead," she whispered over the comlink. "Once we plant the disruptor, we'll have minutes to get clear before it overloads their systems." Axel Roth, his arm still in a sling, kept a wary eye on their surroundings. The mothership was a hive of activity, with pirates from a dozen species bustling through the halls. One wrong move, and they'd be discovered. As they neared the reactor chamber, a sudden commotion broke out on the bridge. The pirate captain, a scared reptilian with cybernetic eyes, snarled orders at his crew. "The hairless apes have allied with the Orcs. All ships, prepare for battle." Nara's heart raced at the news. Nara's diplomatic mission had succeeded. The Orcs, an advanced insectoid race, had agreed to join forces with the colonists against the pirate threat. With renewed urgency, the infiltration team breached the reactor chamber. As Mira armed the disruptor, Axel and the others took up defensive positions. Charges set. "Let's move." But as they turned to leave, a hulking pirate enforcer blocked their path. "Intruders," it bellowed, drawing a massive plasma axe. Axel charged forward, his own weapon blazing. "Go. I'll hold them off." With a final, anguished look at their comrade, Mira and the others fled, racing through the corridors as alarms blared and pirates shouted behind them. They barely made it to their cloaked shuttle before the disruptor detonated, sending a massive energy surge through the mothership's systems. Across the pirate fleet, ships suddenly found themselves visible, their cloaking technology disabled by the blast. On the bridge of the lead Verux battleship, Nara Solon stood tall beside the insectoid admiral. "All ships, open fire." A maelstrom of destruction erupted as the Verux and colonial ships tore into the pirate fleet. The marauders fought back fiercely, but without their cloaking advantage, they were outmatched and outgunned. On the surface of New Haven, the remaining colonists emerged from their bunkers, artifact weapons in hand. Caught between the hammer of the Verux fleet and the anvil of the colony survivors, the pirate ground forces soon fell into disarray. As the battle raged, Mira's shuttle docked with Nara's flagship. The scientist stumbled onto the bridge, her face etched with a mix of triumph and grief. Axel, he didn't make it. Nara bowed her head in a moment of silence, the weight of their sacrifices heavy on her heart. But as she watched the pirate fleet crumble under the onslaught, a fierce determination filled her. His sacrifice will not be in vain. Today, we take back our home and our future. With a final devastating barrage, the last pirate ship exploded into a fiery bloom of shrapnel. A cheer went up from the Verux and colonial ships, echoing across the liberated skies of New Haven. Against all odds, the tide had turned. The pirates were in retreat, and victory was at hand. Triumph and aftermath. In the shattered ruins of New Haven, the victorious colonists emerged from their bunkers, blinking in the unfamiliar sunlight. The once thriving colony was a shadow of its former self, its buildings scorched and its streets littered with debris. But to the survivors, it was home, and it was theirs once more. Nera Solon stood atop a pile of rubble, addressing the battered but jubilant crowd. Today, we have shown the galaxy what humanity is capable of. In the face of overwhelming odds, we persevered, we adapted, and we triumphed. The colonists cheered, their voices rising in a defiant chorus. Among them stood the Verrucs, their insectoid faces unreadable, but their postures speaking of respect and alliance. In the days that followed, the hard work of rebuilding began. With the help of their new allies, the colonists cleared the rubble and repaired the damage. Mira Patel and her team worked to integrate Verruc's technology into the colony's defenses, determined to never again be caught unprepared. But even as New Haven rose from the ashes, the specter of future threats loomed. The pirate clans, though defeated, had escaped to lick their wounds and plot revenge. And whispers began to circulate of an even greater danger lurking in the uncharted reaches of space, a powerful empire with designs on the entire sector. For Nera Solon, the challenges ahead weighed heavily on her mind. But as she looked out over the bustling streets of New Haven, alive with the sounds of laughter and the hum of activity, a fierce pride filled her heart. "We may have won the battle," she murmured to herself, "but the war for our place among the stars has only just begun." And with that thought, she turned to face the future, a future filled with uncertainty, but also with hope. For the colonists of New Haven had proven that they were a force to be reckoned with. No matter what the galaxy threw at them, they would stand together, they would fight, and they would endure. As the twin suns of their alien world set behind the Obsidian Mountains, the colonists of New Haven looked to the stars with newfound determination. They had been forged in the crucible of war, tempered by loss and sacrifice. But they had emerged stronger, united in purpose and resolute in the face of the unknown. The galaxy would learn to fear the name of New Haven, not as a prize to be plundered, but as a bastion of human resilience and indomitable will. For the colonists had staked their claim among the stars, and they would not be moved. Come what may, they would carve out their destiny in this brave new world. And so the story of New Haven became legend, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. Passed down from generation to generation, it would inspire countless others to reach for the stars, knowing that no matter how dark the night, dawn would always come. For the colonists of New Haven had shown that even in the face of the impossible, hope endures, and with hope, anything is possible.